Hello, it's Weekend Handicapper. In this video, we are going to provide picks and analysis for the 2020 Withers at Aqueduct. It's race 8. It's a mile and an eighth on the dirt. It's a grade 3 race on the road to the Kentucky Derby. Before we do, if you like this video as I'm going along, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already. Subscribe to Weekend Handicapper so you can get all the latest tips, tools, and resources if you hit that notification bell. All right, let's go. So this is one of the prep races that is on the road to the Kentucky Derby, where horses try to accumulate enough points to make the starting gate for the 2020 Kentucky Derby. I think this is an intriguing race. This is I wouldn't say wide open, but there's several contenders in here in my opinion. So let's go one by one. Number 1, Mr. Short and Simple. It's a long shot, but has won at Aqueduct. So if you're a horse for course kind of player, you might want to consider that angle, but I think it's a long shot. Now what's interesting here at Aqueduct lately, I think the inside post and early speed and up front speed is what you want to look for as far as pace goes and post positions go. The rail might be a good place to be. So if you want to take a flyer, I'm not saying bet the horse, but number 1, it's on the inside. It might get out there, so you might have some luck if that bias is that strong, that rail bias is that strong. But generally, inside post positions and early to right off the pace speed, looks like that's how the track's playing. So that's number 1. It's going to be a long shot. If you favor track bias, then that might be the angle along with horse for course, but it's got its work cut out for it, it's my opinion. Number 2, Monday morning quarterback. How appropriate. We are running the Withers on the Saturday before the 2020 Super Bowl. So this might be a hunch play, but names aside, I think this horse got a legitimate shot. And here's why. It's on the inside, it's got a nice running style, it's got good class, good early speed. It's definitely a contender. If there's going to be some red flags, it's never ran at the distance or at Aqueduct, but those aren't too big of factors or negatives. But has won 2 out of 3 of its races. I think this horse would be the value of the race. Hopefully it'd be the value of the race. I think this would be a smart play on number 2, Monday morning quarterback. And if it wins, then the name's going to be even more appropriate, and you can play it on just a name play, even though I'd never do that, but I think that would be pretty cool if it all came together and you can have a horse that makes you some money called Monday morning quarterback on Super Bowl weekend. Number 3, Max Player. Could be a player in this race. It's always competitive. It's a nice little closer, not too many closers in here. I don't think the track's is favoring closer. I don't think this race sets up for a closer. It's only raced at Parks. It's going to be tough to win coming off the pace in this race, I think. But definitely using exactas, trifectas, and superfectas. Number 3, Max Player. Number 4, New Commission. Early speed is a plus, but there are plenty other horses that are going to go out front too. Never raced at Aqueduct or the distance, but it's been working out well. I'm probably going to look elsewhere. I mean, I wouldn't fault you for using this underneath in the exotics, but I don't think it can win. I wouldn't be shocked if it won, but I don't think it can win. Oh, our old friend Shotsky. That's the number 5 horse. It's won at the Remsen. So far on this Derby Trail, that's the biggest price winner that we were successful at picking. So we did pretty good when Shotsky won at pretty good odds when he won the Remsen. He's the favorite in here today, So maybe it's time to bail on him. I don't know, but because it's 2-1, it's probably going to be your favorite. It's one at Aqueduct, it's one at the distance, so that's good. But it's the favorite, right? It's great. I love Shotsky for making us some money in the Rimson, but is it worth betting on going off as a favorite in this race? That's your call, but bottom line is it has a shot for sure. Shotsky does. Number 6, Prince of Pharaohs. Early speed, but on that outside with all these other horses going out to the early lead, it might be tough to get the early or get the lead. I'm probably going to look elsewhere other than number 6, Prince of Pharaohs. Number 7, Vanzy. Once again, fighting for the early lead. It's improving. Never at Aqueduct. Never raced at Aqueduct or at the distance, which again, a lot of these horses could say that. So don't hold it, if you like a horse, don't hold that too much against the horse. Because, you know, there's plenty of horses that this young in their career have never raced at a certain distance, that long of a distance. But it's always been competitive in races, so there's nothing wrong with that. And number 8, Portos. Here we go. Todd Pletcher's, he's always a danger. It's one at Aqueduct, one at the distance, on a sloppy track is when he won. Is competitive, definitely. Todd Pletcher's always a threat. And his horses are always a contender. All right, so how am I going to play the 2020 Withers Stakes at Aqueduct? Well, now I remember at Fairgrounds, there was a field of horses that had a lot of early speed and the track played towards the early speed. And so that's, you can either go two ways. Play those early speed horses, even though there's a lot of them. Or you go contrarian and you're betting on the early speed horses to wear each other out, and it sets up for a closer. Sort of we have nowhere near the number of horses like that race did. But you might have the same scenario here, but I'm going to stick to my guns and go with somebody that's going to be on the front end or near it. And so Shotsky's great. Shotsky's the favorite. Definitely could keep that winning streak going. But I think the value here is number 2, Monday Morning Quarterback. And I think the inside post, the racing style, but more than that, it's the value that you probably get. Remember, it's one thing to pick a horse to win, or to pick the contenders to win, but it's another thing to bet wisely. In my opinion, that could be more important than finding the winners. A lot of us can eventually get to the point where we could pick out the most logical horses that can win a race, but that doesn't mean you're going to make money. So for the simple fact, value, and it's got some positive factors in its favor, I think the bet should be on number 2, Monday Morning Quarterback, instead of number 5, Shotsky. And the other contender that you have to consider is number 8, Portos with Todd Pletcher. So nice win bet on number 2, Monday Morning Quarterback for me. And then I'm going to probably play the following as axis: the 2, which is Monday Morning Quarterback, over the 3, 5, and 8. The 3 Max Player. Like I said, you should maybe build some exotic tickets around that horse if it can, you know, close in after some of these early speed horses or off the pace horses that wore each other out. If you want to use Shotsky above the 2, the 3, the 8, which is Monday Morning Quarterback, Max Player, and Portos, then it depends on what those pools, those probables are paying in the exacta pools, but that might be worth a bet. It's all about value. It's all about trying to get some return on your investment. If I played these 6 exacta combinations, let's just say for $1, and one of them paid $7 in return, well, then that's, you know, why would you do that? Might as well bet a horse to win or something, and you're going to make $1 back at least, hopefully. So you always got to look at the value. I think the value is the number 2, Monday Morning Quarterback, and see what's in those exacta pools if you play exactas. But it should be a fun, competitive race here. I don't think there's a standout in this race. I think the favorite's vulnerable. The favorite can win, which is Shotsky, but it can also get beat. If it keeps winning, great. Look, Shotsky, you already made me some money, so I might be a fool for not putting a win bet on you again. But if you're going to be 2-1, 9-5, 8-5, no, thank you. That's not how I play the game. I would love to hear who you think might win the Withers this year. Please leave a comment below. Tell me who you like. I'd love to hear your pick. Good luck to you. Like I said, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you hadn't already. Hit that notification bell if you hadn't already. And until next time, happy handicapping and smart wagering.